So basically, I'm here to share basically like a quick overview what happened sa project ko, how I got certified for black belt. And Crazy is correct. Before I got my black belt certification, I actually started off yellow belt muna mga 2017. Then I tried gunning for green belt around 2019. So luckily I got certified during the same year. Then luckily now I'm a black belt. So what project got me certified? So to give you guys an overview, in essence, it's automation cancellation project. So in Sterling, how similar to, I should put it, like a manufacturing firm. Meron kaming automation in place that processes stuff. Now, that automation leads to certain cancellation. So pag na-cancel, tao nagpa-process basically. So it's a waste of resources, and basically there are times na it should not be, definitely, kasi nga you're burning resources. So using yung Six Sigma approach ni Sir X, circuit board basically, we applied the methodology. Of course, it was a first for me, applying green belt slash black belt tools from from a tech standpoint. But surprisingly, it was quite effective as well, to the point that we were able to identify the root causes. That's one. Then at some point when you go with your black belt module, you're gonna learn how to go about hypothesis testing. So that's very, I'd say, accurate in a sense kasi it's statistics. There are statistical assumptions behind it. So hindi siya nagpo-point towards dun sa root cause per se, but it does give you an idea what to look for and what to look at, or to focus at. So using those approaches, we were able to generate some action items, including craft like a new process, how to go about it for the automation. Then in addition to that, of course, may savings generation siya. So in essence, that's in a nutshell, that's basically it. Then in terms of what are some of my roadblocks, so you could say at the first, since it was to give you guys context, Sterling is background verifications company. So it's not too familiar with the methodology that we're employing. So from a roadblock standpoint, we didn't get resources right off the bat, which are really quite critical in project execution and analysis as well as planning. So I'm lucky enough na my boss has because she was an MBB herself in where Six Sigma originated, in the early companies na nag-Six Sigma. So she was an advocate. So and yung boss niya rin also gave the full support. So we were able to get some people on board, even though some of those people had a bit of a tight bandwidth. Hence we were able to push through. So in addition to that, another blocker that I would say is time, I'd say, for the team. But I'll give you an instance that generally, even for greenbelt projects, depending on the team's availability, if the team is fully dedicated, talagang tutok na tutok, you could execute your DMA in as fast as 1 week or so, or earlier even, as long as tutok ka. The premise is tutok. So, and not to mention, you have your readily available data. So, as Crazy mentioned, I'm a practicing professional, so I do encounter these kinds of challenges every now and then, but that's the ideal state. So time constraint, lucky for us, we were still able to pull it off. But other than that, it was okay naman. It went, the results were promising, to be honest. And we haven't even implemented some of the action items yet. So next thing I would say is how the training from Lean Six Sigma PH helped me out. So I'll give you guys context on what Chrissy mentioned as my background. So I think that was 2021 na kaya ata Chrissy nag-black belt training, no? If I recall. 2021 ba? Yeah, 2021. So 2021, I got my black belt training. It was very, very practical, I'd say. For those of you that medyo takot sa statistics or makarinig ng hypothesis testing per se, it's really very practical. It's also hindi nyo kailangan mag-worry over it. For someone who doesn't really like statistics, although I do it for a living, but before, of course, I really don't like it. It's very useful. You have Minitab. If you're gonna do it from scratch, it's going to be difficult. But since you have Minitab, it's bound to make your life easier when doing analysis. Not to mention yung mga basic graphs, Pareto, control charts, and so on and so forth. So during that time, I was about to enter a role in United Health Group Optum. So well, you could say that not unfortunate, but I had a bit of a disadvantage. Since in my team of na puro kami black belts, functionally, reporting to some master black belts. I'm one of the youngest and I'm one of the people na hindi pa certified. The rest of my colleagues were really experienced individuals. Some have been executives in different companies while applying the methodologies. So lucky for me, I got the training from Six Sigma PH. It helped equip me to fulfill my role. But of course, I asked help from or inputs from my teammates every now and then. So you could say na if you're going to invest in training, you're in a good spot, I have to be honest. Because ever since I took my green belt and black belt, trainings with Six Sigma PH, you could say na, kailan ba to? I think if yung 2019 salary ko, you could say my salary is right now is times 3. Times 3 nung previous ko. So it's an investment, to be honest. But it's a worth it investment, if I may say so. So now here in Sterling, I'm still also practicing black belt. So still laying the foundations and of course, yung perks go with it, yung comp and ben and so on and so forth. So training-wise and, the benefits-wise, after you've reaped yung investment mo sa training, it's really bound to help you out financially and, of course, connections-wise din. Then, last thing I would give as a tip to you guys, yeah, Chrissy, this is yellow belt class ba o green belt?
Green belt class.
Green belt. Okay. First, I would one of the tips that I will give you is first, Chrissy did mention no, na medyo sequential yung ginawa kong approach sa journey ko. Actually, it started already in college. Some techniques or tools in Lean Six Sigma ina-apply ko sa course ko since I'm an IE. But I know that Sir Art also took the same approach, like a ladder-based. I would recommend you go green belt first. So you're on the correct class. Apply it for mga X years, let's say 1 to 2. It will give you guys mastery over yung green belt tools and methodology and when to apply. Because if, for example, you go to black belt, one of the challenges na napapansin ko with some colleagues of mine, if they go straight to black belt, sometimes there's a bit of makikita mo na hindi nila alam yung difference in terms of the levels or the belts. So since I started the yellow belt, then practiced it for some time, green belt, then practiced it for 2 to 3 years. Then now I'm practicing black belt. So I'm able to coach green belts and yellow belts, I'd say effectively. So just a tip from me. Of course, it's still up to you how you're gonna go about it. But going through the step-by-step approach, it's bound to help you out. Then another tip from me, for those who are practicing or planning to practice, there is a reason why Lean Six Sigma professionals are highly looked for in some industries, especially black belt. The reason for that is we're able to solve complex problems or recurring complex problems in a time sensitive way that generates results. So it's a bit of it's really challenging, I have to be honest. It's really challenging. X years ago, it's a bit stressful for me. Ngayon, it's like I'm so used to it that I take it normally na lang. But should you encounter challenges, just don't stop. Always make sure na you keep on finding ways. There is always definitely a better way how things could work. You just have to find it. Sometimes you have to ask people for their inputs for your things to click for you. Sometimes you have to ask for help and so on and so forth. So the moment you settle or stop, that's it basically. So that's my second tip. And lastly, as aspiring green belts, I can tell you in the span of years that I've been working as a Six Sigma professional and other methodology approaches, it's really worth it actually. There is a science to everything that is being done from a project management standpoint. So it also widens your toolkit. I can tell you for a fact that I'm not sure if this is part of the training material, but there are different methodologies on per project management type. So it broadens your skill set, your knowledge, and of course with it, if you're working for an org, sometimes it comes with yung comp and ben mo, you get the benefits of it. So it's an investment. I can tell you flat out, it's really worth it. You could say 2019 wala pa akong sariling bahay. Now may sarili na akong house and lot, and I nakabili ako sarili kong car because of my career. So plus you could say that you get connections, of course, for people you've worked with. Plus, if again, if they know that you do a good job executing the methodology effectively with the results. Regardless, meron kasi mga company na usi sa certification eh. But I can tell you flat out that even if you're not certified, as long as you know how to apply the methodology, some people take a chance on you.